Thank you, candidate Mithun Banerjee, for joining us. Today I'm joined by a few of my readers. So you will have direct access to the community that you are applying to serve with. They are Montgomery County residents, and I am going to pass it to Metaserbia to introduce herself.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Enoch, for creating this platform. And my name is Metaserbia. I'm a community leader. I live in Montgomery County, and I live in east side of the county. And then I'll pass it to Jalini.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Jalini. I'm a longtime Montgomery County resident, again, east side also. So lived and grew up in Montgomery County. So thank you for joining us and giving us this opportunity to ask these questions.
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you as well.
So I will be moderating the entirety of this program. We are going to interchange in asking questions. And that being said, let's start with an introduction. Will you please introduce yourself and explain why you are running for the county executive position?
Absolutely. First of all, I would like to say thank you for the opportunity for providing me this platform to reach out to your viewers and readers. And I wanted to say that you are doing a wonderful job for reaching out to the community, especially the immigrant community. My name is Mithun Banerjee. I was born in India. I came to this country almost quarter to a century, around close to 25 years or so. So currently I'm a very small business owner, and we are doing this business in Montgomery County for quite some time. And we are, after the COVID, it hit us very bad in the business. And I'm not happy how the local government is working. That is the reason I said, I think I need to do something. So as Mahatma Gandhi said, be the change you want to see in the world. So I said, you know what? Let me try to see if I can able to be a change and do something better for our community. So that is why I'm running. And the reason, another thing I must say that what I want to bring on the table. I've seen the government is not working for the common people. So that's why I provide free universal childcare, free universal pre-K, and also freeze property tax for property less than $1 million. So the average property value in Montgomery County is $660,000. And we don't want to tax the middle and low income family. People, their property is multi-million dollar, they can pay more, but not the common people. And also, as an immigrant, Indian American and Asian American, I would like to stop illegal deportation without due process. So what is happening right now is very scary and very concerning, especially for people of color and minorities who have been picked up in our community. And also, I want to create small business friendly environment by cutting red tapes for business, and also provide affordable housing by public-private partnership and address the housing issue. And I propose to have a public housing where the essential workers of the county, MCPS, and everybody can stay there and only pay the utility and maintenance cost. So that way, people are not burdened, because I meet so many people who cannot live in Montgomery County because it's so expensive. Our property tax last 7 years has gone up 20 to 30% or so, with the property tax increase and the assessment value has gone up. So those are the reason. Also, I pledge, once I get elected, with all the support of your community and everywhere, I promise not to take more than $120,000 as my salary. So remaining the salary that the current county executive getting around 232,000, the remaining portion will go to the MCPS budget, because our school systems are needing a lot of funding and they're underfunded right now. And that is one of the things I wanted to do. And also, I wanted to have a responsible and accountable government, because right now we don't have that. So what we need to do, we need to modernize the workforce and also have community events on regular basis. So that way, when we are having an issue, we contact 311, that goes to the county, and then after a couple of days later, they reach out to us and say, what is the problem? And that get addressed very late. So what I wanted to do is that under my administration, the people working for the Montgomery County should go to the community. There are 7 districts. So every district will have a community event. Maybe once a month we'll start with, where the government will come and people will go on that event and their problem will be resolved so immediately, so that there is no bureaucratic red tape. And that way, people have access to the local government. We don't have to go through the appointment and call and things like that. And also, we wanted to establish a state-of-art university in Montgomery County. So that way, what happened? We have a good university, as well as we create an economic zone surrounding the university where we have more growth. So I have 23 points. I don't want to go over each of them, but I would request the host to share my the election flyer so that people can see them. And also it is available in my website, www.mithunbanerjee.com. Thank you very much. If there is any question, I'll be happy to answer.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that statement. I'm sure the following questions will give you an opportunity to explain those 23 points. But the flyers, there is a separate procedure for you to advertise flyers on our platform. That being said, I'll popcorn it to Jalani for the next question.
Okay, so we're going to be asking you questions that we receive from the readers and the residents. So the first question that we got is, residents have expressed interest in how the county maintains public safety and community stability. According to the reports of Banner, the Montgomery County experienced a modest increase in homicide in 2025 compared with previous years. How do you interpret the current public safety trends? What specific strategies would you pursue to address violent crime, overall safety within a county?
So that is very important, because safety and security of our citizens is very important. I myself been assaulted by former tenant, where I filed criminal charges, but unfortunately, those charges were never prosecuted, even though I have evidence. So who does take care of that? The state attorney of Montgomery County, he is responsible for prosecuting any crime. So if there is any criminal thing happening, that has to be dealt with iron fist, so that it set an example in our community, so that nobody else will ever dream or even think of doing such a criminal action. So, for example, a couple of years back, I had a prospect tenants who deposited initial token deposit, and without giving a 30 days notice, they just wanted to not continue. So Maryland rule states that you have to give 30 days notice. The landlord or tenant both has to give each other 30 days notice. This person doesn't want to follow the law. Then we had that financial dispute. He sent me a text message with a picture of his gun that he is coming with 1,000 rounds of bullet to kill me. And my family, whole family was in the home. And we were so scared of our life. Thank God he was coming from Virginia. I called 911. It took 42 minutes approximately for police to show up. 911 call around 42 minutes. So this shows how our system is not working. Just think, if that guy would have showed up before the police showed up, I would not be here today to talk to you. And we didn't commit any crime. We were just following the rule of law. And for that, they don't have to threat to kill people. I had my mom, dad, my son, my wife, and me. 5 people would have been died. And I have to take their word as a face value, because if they're saying 1,000 rounds and he sent me a picture of his gun. What happened? Nothing. I filed a criminal charges. State attorney didn't even bother to prosecute. So that's why we need to have a responsible government. And the prosecutors who are supposed to protect the society, they must do their job, which they are not doing. Just think, if this guy who already threatened to kill me with full evidence, next time, will he stop? No. So he hasn't learned his lesson. That's all. So we want a responsible government where crime is treated at a highest priority, so that they will not do this criminal act again. And if needed, I will be happy to provide an executive order, if the county council doesn't pass a bill, that any criminal act has to be dealt with iron fist, so that there is no crime, no homicide, no domestic violence, and no gun violence in our community. Thank you.
Next question will be asked by Matasabi, Mati.
Okay. I'm a mother of 2. I have kids in the public school system. So this one is from the community. Again, I'm gonna read it. Parents have asked about how issues related to gender identity and sexuality are addressed in the public school. What role in any should the county executive play in this matters, and how should parental preference be considered?
The United States Supreme Court has very clearly given the law of the land. So as a county executive, we must follow the law of the land. So very recently in MCPS, there were some parents who were not happy that their kids were forced to read some books which violates their religious belief. Now, I am a pro-choice candidate. So what it means, I respect the choice of the people. So I support women's right to choose. I support parents' rights to choose. So we cannot say that we support women's rights to choose, but then go back and say parents has no right to choose. So I am totally in support of our LGBTQ community. They have every rights to live their life, and their independence should not be violated by government. But if some people have some religious belief, because we have freedom of practice as a constitution right, that people can practice or not practice at all. So that way, those rights are violated, not violated at all. So we need to respect some religious belief, as well as we must respect the rights of the LGBTQ community. So if MCPS want to teach any books of gender identity or anything, they must do that. But it should not be compulsory. They can make it as an optional. Parents can choose what their kids should study, and parents can choose what their kids can opt out from. And this is not my decision. This is a decision by United States Supreme Court. So we must follow the law of the land. So under my leadership, I must make sure that people have rights to choose what they like to read and what they don't like to read. We should not force anybody to do anything that they don't want. As simple as. So I must state that we must stay in support of our brothers and sisters of LGBTQ community. Plus, we must support our brothers and sisters in our community who has their fundamental religious belief, so that we don't violate anyone.
So the next question is the same. It has to do with the school and other infrastructures. Question goes as: members of the Ethiopian American community and other residents in certain neighborhoods have said they would like to see stronger infrastructure investment and improved school outcomes in their areas. How would you respond to those concerns, and what investments would you prioritize?
So you are talking about, just to clarify, you are only talking about investments on infrastructure or any particular section?
It's mostly about education. The question arises from the fact that the East County school systems have less infrastructure development by comparison to other parts which are well off, like in Bethesda or Cheviches. And the question is more of like, is there any way to equalize these two different demographics and geographical locations?
That makes perfect sense. So let me tell you this, sir. I appreciate this question. It's very much important for common people to know this. So the reason why the Potomac area, they get all the cream of the cake. You know why? The average price of their house is more than $1 million. And people living over there making a lot of money, and they have a lot of influence. But other community where I live, we are not living in a $1 million mansion. We are living in a normal average house where common people live. Unfortunately, the county and the government doesn't work for us. So if there any problem, the schools in the rich community are not affected. They're always in the CIP budget. They're always developed properly. And they don't even talk about shutting those schools. Like last Tuesday, I had a county executive forum in Woodland High School. I went and saw, I inspected the damages in the school. I was shocked how horrible the school is maintained. There are mold in it. And the teachers, para-teachers, service employees, and our kids are going over there. Why the MCPS and Montgomery County leadership didn't fix this school? They don't have any responsibility. It's a shame. I must say that I went to the school where ceiling is falling down. I cannot believe that I'm in United States of America. This is happening is one of the richest county in state of Maryland and also one of the richest county in the United States. Where is the money going? I found out from Facebook with some post from Mr. Saleh that $50,000 going to ghost accounts worth $320 million from our taxpayers' money. Why is this money going? And there are almost 6,000 plus non-profit in existence where several of them are being funded by the public fund without any oversight, without any accountability. Why are our public funds is going like that? So instead of this abuse and fraud, we should invest this money in structuring the school. And education is very key for me. I was a former faculty member. I was teaching. So if I didn't have a good education, I will not be sitting in front of you today. So education is so key that our next generation must have a proper educational background. Where it starts from? The school systems. If our school systems are broken and the buildings are broken, they have mold in it, how are they able to teach students? It is a shame. So what I will do is that if you see my flyer, I stated very clearly, I'll just read this point. Once I get selected, I volunteer to take $120,000 as salary as a county executive instead of the current salary, approximately $232K, and request all my fellow county and MCPS employees to volunteer not to take more than $130K, and all the savings will be used to MCPS budget. So there you go. So say around $112,000 to $15,000 for 4 years, about almost $500,000. From my own salary, that will be gone to MCPS budget. And if all our friends and family from the county government start taking no more than 120, 130K, then that money can be invested in CIP and structuring and maintaining the schools. And also, I wanted to create a marketplace. In that marketplace, we can able to have volunteer contractors who can go through the background process of county verification. It's compulsory, not compulsory now. It's a volunteer. And those information will be available in the county website, and that can be shared with all the residents. So that way, our small business can thrive and succeed, and county residents can get verified contractors to work. And then on Montgomery County and MCPS buildings, maintenance, these contractors can be used who will not charge so much money from us, because I plan to do all contracts under my leadership will be offered in a public open meeting in front of media and in front of public. So that way, there is no deal under the table. Of course, you know, MCPS did a illegal battery bus contract. So this is the only way we can stop this kind of corruption, greed, and foul play. So structure, we need to not only make new school like the Crown High School has been created. Wonderful. We need to also support the existing school like the Witten High School, Magruder High School, Damascus. We need to support them so that our next generation can have a better life, better education. Thank you.